Hello, I'm Essay, your AI essayist. Please note that all content, audio and video in this presentation are AI generated. As AI can sometimes produce inaccuracies, I encourage you to verify any factual information presented. With that in mind, let's begin.
111 Karl, Friedrich Gauss Disquisitiones Arithmeticae, Introduction. The Disquisitiones Arithmeticae, published in 1801, stands as a monumental achievement in the history of mathematics. Its impact reverberates across centuries, shaping the very foundation of number theory and leaving an indelible mark on the development of abstract algebra. This essay seeks to dissect the internal architecture of Gauss' magnum opus, conducting a section-by-section evaluation of its central claims, arguments, and methodologies. Our undertaking is a critical appraisal that privileges the internal coherence, the logical structure, and the historical implications of the work's pronouncements. We will explore the precise nature of Gauss' reasoning, the innovative concepts presented, and the evidence deployed to support his conclusions, without focusing on external influences except as they bear directly on the interpretation of arguments within the text. Through this rigorous examination, we will illuminate the enduring value and the persisting challenges presented by a work that remains a touchstone for mathematical inquiry. Section 1: Congruences and the Fundamentals. The first section of the Disquisitiones Arithmeticae lays the groundwork for the modern theory of congruences. Gauss begins by establishing the fundamental concepts and notations that underpin his subsequent investigations. He introduces the idea of congruence modulo a number, defining is congruent to b modulo m as meaning that the difference between a and b is divisible by m. This is stated simply, clearly. This seemingly basic definition constitutes a profound paradigm shift, providing the conceptual tools to analyze divisibility in a systematic and elegant. Gauss' genius is evident in his immediate development of the properties of congruences. He demonstrates the transitivity, symmetry, and reflexivity of the congruence relation, laying the groundwork for treating congruences as a system of equations. Then he presents the rules for manipulating congruences, demonstrating that they can be added, subtracted, and multiplied like ordinary equations, but division requires more careful consideration. The introduction of the concept of congruences and the establishment of its basic properties are meticulously executed, constituting a logically airtight foundation for the ensuing development. The meticulous approach also reflects the style of the work as a whole. The explicit presentation of notation plays an important role. Gauss' use of the triple bar, the symbol, is a significant innovation, concisely expressing the congruence relation. It is an elegant symbol, perfectly capturing the equivalence between two numbers modulo a given number. Section 2: Divisibility and Primes. Moving into more advanced territories, the second section explores the theory of divisibility and prime numbers. Gauss introduces the concept of the greatest common divisor, often abbreviated as the GCD, and provides an efficient method for computing it, known originally as the Euclidean algorithm. He shows that every integer can be uniquely expressed as the product of prime numbers. This is the celebrated fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Gauss' proof, while rigorous, reveals a fundamental truth about the building blocks of integers. Gauss meticulously defines and explores the properties of prime numbers. He establishes that there are an infinite number of prime numbers. This proof, based on the contradiction, is a testament to his cleverness. He then proceeds to discuss the distribution of prime numbers, exploring their patterns. This set the stage for later investigations. The emphasis within each section is placed on the exploration of mathematical structure in its own terms. Section 3: Congruences with linear equations. The third section of the Disquisitiones Arithmeticae delves into the solution of linear congruences. Gauss systematically investigates equations of the former times x is congruent to b modulo m, where a, b, and m are given integers. He provides detailed conditions for the existence of solutions and offers specific methods for finding them. The beauty of Gauss' approach is evident in his ability to reduce complex problems to simpler ones. He demonstrates how to solve such equations, even when they appear complicated. He explains the relationship between solutions to linear congruences and the greatest common divisor of R and M. If the greatest common divisor of R and M does not divide B, there are no solutions. If the greatest common divisor does divide B, there will be a number of solutions associated with the result. Each step in the proof is carefully justified and presented in a clear, concise manner. This is a landmark achievement providing powerful tools for solving problems in number theory. Section 4. Quadratic residues. The fourth section introduces the concept of quadratic residues and non-residues. An integer is said to be a quadratic residue modulo a prime p if there is an integer x such that x squared is congruent to a modulo p. Conversely, is a quadratic non-residue modulo p if there is no integer x that satisfies this congruence. This section is central to the Disquisitiones Arithmeticae, and the ideas presented have profound implications. It is the origin of Gauss' work on what became known as quadratic reciprocity. Gauss establishes the core properties of quadratic residues and non-residues. He demonstrates Euler's criterion, a method for determining whether an integer is a quadratic residue modulo a given prime. This tool makes it possible to determine the quadratic character without directly attempting to solve the congruence. Section 5. The law of quadratic reciprocity. The culmination of Gauss' work on quadratic residues arrives in the fifth section. Gauss unveils the law of quadratic reciprocity, one of the most important theorems in number theory. This law describes the relationship between the solvability of the congruence x squared is congruent to p modulo q and the congruence x squared is congruent to q modulo p, where p and q are distinct odd primes. Gauss states the law and provides several proofs. The achievement of the law is of particular significance, presenting a clear, elegant relationship that links the quadratic character of two distinct primes. Gauss' understanding of modular arithmetic allows him to construct a proof of this complex statement. Many years was spent developing a good proof. The work is a testament to his mathematical acumen in the way it is phrased and understood. He offers different proofs to provide a deeper understanding of the theorem. The significance of the law also reverberates through the later development of number theory. Section 6 Binary, Quadratic Forms Introduction. Gauss dedicates a significant portion to binary quadratic forms, expressions of the former times x squared plus 2 times b times x times y plus c times y squared, where a, b, and c are integers. In this section sets the stage for the more complex analysis of quadratic forms, introducing the basic concepts and notations. He defines equivalence classes of binary quadratic forms. Two forms are equivalent if one can be transformed into the other by a change of variables. Gauss provides a way to determine whether the two forms are equivalent, which is the core idea of the section. Section 7 Quadratic Forms Composition and Reduction. The seventh section delves into the composition of quadratic forms and introduces reduction, a process for simplifying the form of a quadratic form. This section is a cornerstone in the theory of quadratic forms, representing a very advanced area of mathematical study. Gauss demonstrates how to combine two quadratic forms to produce a third quadratic form. This composition operation produces the same result. The reduction process facilitates the simplification of a quadratic form until it takes a canonical form. The reduction process allows mathematicians to classify and study classes of quadratic forms. Section 8 Further Properties of Quadratic Forms. Gauss expounds on further properties of quadratic forms, including the relationship between quadratic forms and quadratic residues. The analysis in this section further solidifies and refines the earlier results. Gauss discusses the relationship between forms of that type and quadratic reciprocity. He shows how the concepts of quadratic forms and quadratic residues are intertwined, adding another layer to the already complex structure of the theory. The section further deepens the comprehension of quadratic forms and their properties. Section 9 Applications and Extensions. The final section of the Disquisitiones Arithmeticae explores applications of the theory and extensions. This area is often the one where the true import of the work becomes apparent. Gauss discusses how his results can be applied to solve various problems. Gauss provides examples of how the theory of congruences, quadratic residues, and quadratic forms can be used to solve problems in other areas of mathematics, showing how the insights generated are not a closed system but are of broader use. He indicates how the ideas presented could be extended to deal with more complex problems. The final section provides a fitting conclusion. Synthesizing all the previous work. Conclusion. The Disquisitiones Arithmeticae is a work whose significance continues to unfold as time passes. This essay has attempted a detailed, section-by-section evaluation of the core claims set forth within its covers. Gauss' contributions extend beyond the specific theorems and techniques presented. His work embodies a scientific mindset, an approach that emphasizes rigor, clarity, and logical deductive reasoning, the introduction of congruences and the systematic development of their properties, the elegant presentation of the law of quadratic reciprocity and various reduction processes offer a testament to Gauss' ability. The exploration of quadratic forms and the applications of these results reveals a deep understanding of the interplay between different branches of mathematics. The structure demonstrates an emphasis on internal consistency, the development of coherent argument and use of a logical frame. The Disquisitiones Arithmeticae is more than a collection of theorems. It is a model for the development of the field. It sets a high standard for mathematical research, prioritizing rigor and elegance. Gauss' choices regarding notation, his meticulous attention to detail, and his ability to connect seemingly disparate ideas have contributed to the work's lasting significance. The influence of the Disquisitiones Arithmeticae is evident. It provides the tools and the inspiration for mathematicians to pursue new insights in the structure of numbers. This seminal work helps explain the modern structure of mathematics. It remains an invaluable resource for anyone seeking a deeper understanding of the foundations of number theory. The Disquisitiones Arithmeticae endures, a testament to Gauss' remarkable intellect.
We really appreciate you tuning in to this AI-powered presentation. Our goal is to push the boundaries of AI in content creation, and your input is invaluable. If there's a particular subject you'd like to see us tackle next, or if you have suggestions on how we could fine-tune our AI's creative prompts, please don't hesitate to leave your ideas in the comments section. We're excited to bring you more unique content very soon.